Tatsumaki Tornado, hand down my favorite character in One Punch Man. She's the perfect combination of being like that sassy character, also being a pissed off character, even though like her being mad isn't even in the series yet. Like she kind of just gets irritated, but like at the end they're gonna show her truly mad. But like she's a perfect character because she's balanced enough to where like if you catch her off guard and hit her head, she becomes weakened or whatever. And that was like a big plot point near the end because she kept on talking about how if she didn't have that head injury, she could murk a lot of people like Goro. But ultimately, how it comes down to it is that this character does badass things almost every time she appears. I remember in one like OVA or a little special thing that they did, like she was drunk and she was just stabbing and torturing fucking zombie man. It was fucking hilarious because like Saitama told her she couldn't drink and stop acting older because she's really grown but she looks like a kid. Like um another thing is like whenever she turned all those missiles on that ship, like Boro came or whatever, and like she was just like, no, get that shit wrecked, and blew up a big chunk of the ship, or at least damaged the ship a lot. Um, then like one of her most badass fucking scenes is whenever she was fucking fighting that giant. I couldn't even call it a fight, but that giant king of Earth, like when the Sea King, Deep Sea King died or whatever, like that monster came up, the like, dinosaur ass nigga. I would say that he was easily mountain level to like small mountain level. And like he was like, oh, to beat me, like she talking on the phone, all disrespectful, not paying this man no attention. And then like he like, oh, to beat me, you gonna need a giant meteor and all that cut. Like, and then she's just like, all right, there you go. Next scene, fucking giant meteor wrecks him. And since he was mountain level, that means that the fucking crater was fucking ridiculous. Like I might have it in here, or I might not. But if you watch this scene, you'll see this shit, and it's fucking badass as hell. And then later on, there's a scene like there's a fight in the manga or the webcomic where she bops Saitama all like Saitama's holding her hand or whatever, and she like get your hands off me. Oh, by the way, she's weakened in this state, and she like bops him across the whole fucking planet with her psychic power. She makes a full fucking circle. They go around like beating minor villains that was like getting hyped up or whatever, and then they just boom right into the building, get fucked, kid. Um, then like Saitama's doing all that. He's like, oh yeah, my acquaintance, whatever the fuck. And then like whenever she seen that her sister was basically becoming her own, she was like, oh man, my sister's becoming just like me. And I love the fact that they gave her a little bit of backstory on Blast and why she was like the way she was, on how basically she was in prison and Blast told her don't always expect somebody to come save you. And throughout the whole series, she keeps on telling that to her sister. She was like, you can't really rely on anybody. But a big thing I like about her too is that they change up her art style throughout a lot of stuff. Like one minute she's like super HD or whatever, the next minute she's like a 2D model or whatever, and it's really funny. Like I guess she's always 2D, but like it's very simplified for a second, like it came from the webcomic. Um, yeah, she also had that fucking barrier shit. That was kind of cool. And it really did take a lot of shit to be able to put her down. Basically, Goro had to fucking be like, oh yeah, I fused all those stances together just to fucking be able to break your rock shit. And I was like, shit, that's very, very impressive. And she was weakened too. But see, I think the biggest thing I like about her is her I don't give a fuck attitude. And I mean, a lot of characters do have that, like Saitama, for instance. Um, but I mean, with her, it's like it's different. She's a fucking what tsundere or whatever the fuck they call it. Yeah, she's one of those. And I'd say 9 times out of 10, if I had a psychic on my team, fucking Tatsumaki would be the one on my squad. Cause it's confirmed that like most of the time she beats Mob, but then like whenever Mob is like going full power or whatever, like or he said getting serious, but if they're going like this is what one said, if they're going full out, then it's up in the air. It could go either way.